Hey YouTube, this is a little bit of an unusual video for me, but it'll be useful to anybody with a broken iPhone. Today we're going to be replacing the screen, or the digitizer, with, that's what we're going to be doing today, yeah. Hey YouTube, how are you guys doing? ILS360 here. I will be doing more of an unusual video for me, but it'll be very useful to anybody out there with a broken iPhone screen. Today we're going to be replacing the screen, as most people call it, but it is the digitizer. That is the part that actually gets broken. First thing off here, I'm going to be using the screwdriver from the kit, suction cup, the adhesive for the new screen, and the case removal tool. Let me move these off to the side here. First thing you want to do is go to the top of the iPhone. This is a iPhone 3G, by the way. You want to insert, of course this paper clip is too big, I need to go get a smaller paper clip. Alright, I'm back. So you're going to insert a paper clip. So here is your headphone jack, and next to it is a tiny little hole, and this is on the top. You insert it into there, and this little piece comes out. You want to remove that. That is your SIM card. So next thing you want to do is take your screwdriver. So here is your port, your computer port. There's a screw here and a screw here. Go ahead and remove them now. I've already done that, so you guys don't have to watch me remove them. Now next thing you want to do is start where the first screw you took out and start prying with your case removal tool. But I can't seem to get this to work. Let me shut the camera off. But yeah, you just pry right here and it should just pop right open. But there's a little sticky something in here, so it's not doing it for me. So let me get this popped open here and I'll continue from there. Alright, so as you can see, it has popped open now. Now there will be some bands here in the bottom that are labeled. There's label 1. You move that one first. And there will be another one here, unless you've already replaced your screen, which I have on this once. That would say 2. And you remove that. Except, how do you remove it? Is you just pull up on this side just a little bit, and it removes just like that. Now there's a third band. Let me zoom in here. There's a third one right here. To remove that, there's a little black bar, as you can see right there. You lift that up, just like that, and it comes right off. And what we're left with is this removes. This you set off to the side because we won't need it for now. So next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you're really careful of this seal right here. It's rubber. You do not want to damage this in any way. Because if you damage it, it can cause you some problems if you ever spill on the iPhone. Which you might think, oh, I'll never spill, but you never know if you're going to spill or not. So next thing you want to do is be really careful and remove. There's a screw here. There's one here. Okay, we're gonna Go over here. Second one at the top of the screen. You can hear the screen crinkling and crunching. And that's not removing, because this has already been done before. There we go. That one will remove. And there are 3 more on this side. One here. One here. And one here. You do not want to lose any of these little screws. Lose any of these little screws, you'll have lots of problems. So they've all dropped right here. We're going to move them off to the side carefully. That is, oh, one stuck to my finger. So next thing I want to do is carefully lift up on this, and sometimes it wants to stay a lot, so you kind of pull. There's a bar on this side that you pull on a little bit. There's a bar on the other side you pull on a little bit. While you're pulling on both sides, lift up on the screen and it will remove. So be very careful, because this is your LCD screen. This is something you probably won't need to replace. Make sure it doesn't get dust or fingerprints on it, because once it gets dust or fingerprints on it, you can't remove them unless you pull this all apart again. Alright, so next thing we're going to want to do is remove the screen from the frame. Now, if you've never done this before, it'll be really hard. And what I did, my very first time I did this, is you heat this up a little bit with a hair blow dryer. Heat it up all around, make it real hot. It'll get almost hot to where you almost can't touch it. And then you let it sit for a minute. Don't let it cool down, keep it warm. And then you slowly separate the screen from the frame. And be really careful, because you're only wanting to replace the screen. You do not want to have to replace the frame. Now I'm going to be using a flathead small little screwdriver, because I don't care if this screen breaks, because it is already broken. Just be real careful at what you're prying at, because there are little chips and stuff underneath. As you can hear, that adhesive finally giving away. That bottom's been done. Now to get the top off. Ever so carefully. So there is the old screen. Just like that. I'm removing these broken pieces here. There are lots of them. Just like that. Now you're going to want to take and try to remove all of this sticky. It'll just make for a better adhesion with the new sticky you're going to be putting on. So you're going to want to try to remove as much of this as you can, or you want to remove all of it. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off the camera and get all the sticky off of it, and then I will resume the video. Alright, we've got all the sticky off. I'll let you know, be really careful with these little sensors here, and at the top of the screen there's little sensors here. Be really careful with those. There's speakers right here. You're very, very gentle with those. Alright, this is where you wipe your hands off, you go wash your hands, you go clean off your hands and make sure there's no oil on them, or take as much oil off as you can. Because this is where we work with the brand new screen. Here it is right here. I'm going to make sure they're the right plugs. Yep, they're identical plugs. Make sure you get it for the right screen for your iPhone, because if you don't, you can have lots of problems. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is there is a tab down here. You want to remove that. There's a tab in the top here. I want to carefully move that back. Hold it and remove that tab. Alright, so now this and that is brand new. All open and ready for the sticky. The adhesive. You're going to want to peel one or the other off. Make sure you don't get your hands on it. Peel it off real gentle like. You match it up with the bottom of the top. Gonna put it on really gently. Gonna make it as perfect as you can. Just do not press it down until you know it's right where you want it to sit. Because if you do press it down, it's there forever. Yep, that's down. Gonna thoroughly go through it and press it down. Alright, so that's all fun and dandy. So now we go to the top, take the other sticky off, or adhesive, whatever you want to call it. Call it what you like, it's all the same thing. Kind of sucks to have shaky hands doing a job like this. I don't normally have shaky hands. I just currently do. For what reason, I know not. Alright. I'm going to go around the edges here and press this in. Make sure it's stuck. Once again, be careful of the sensors. There's a sensor here, and one there, and one there, and there, and there. Lots of sensors. For what? Probably light. Probably seeing if it's up against your face or not. You want to make sure those little sensors are clean also. So what you're going to want to do next is remove the brown piece from this adhesive. It's a tricky thing to do, but you got to do it. Alright. Starting from the center here, pulling it out. That's off. Now I'm not taking this sticky with it. Now I'm seeing something I don't like. I'm not even sure if I'm going to see it. What, am I going to see that when you... Yep. So there's two little tabs here, and I'm not liking those. I'm going to carefully cut those off. There's that one. Has been cut off. And this one is being cut off. Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't want to stare at that when I'm looking at the screen. So now I'm going to remove that sticky. And now the bottoms are ready. I do not like that adhesive right there. No, you won't see that now. So anyways, you want to leave this top protector on and the bottom protector on. That's got a protector on it. And look at it and make sure it's going to match up. Kind of rehearse it in your head, as funny as that sounds. Peel that off. Get ready to put it on. Now make sure you don't get this stuck to this. I did that the very first time I did a screen, and it's a pain in the butt, so make sure you kind of bend that down and make sure it goes on the other side, as you can see there. Alright, this is now becoming a rocket science here. You want to make sure the top is perfectly lined, and then go and start with the bottom. Make sure that is absolutely lined, because if you don't have it aligned, that home button will not be where it is supposed to be. So that is perfect. I'm going to go to either side and press it down a little bit. Inspect it on the inside, make sure there's no fingerprints, which there are not. It's looking at it in the light like this. You look at it on a light. Make sure all your tabs are out like they're supposed to be. Make sure you're not squishing or ruining any tabs. Just that tab, and now we're going to place, I'm going to move that stuff, that's just junk. Going to place the screen back in where it's supposed to be. Just have to be really careful with what you do. Keeping in mind of all the tabs, all of everything. Sorry if I'm wiggling the table, I'm just trying to carefully put this in here. Alright, we're in. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut off the camera real quick and place all these screws back in, and I'll start the camera back up and show you how to put this screen assembly back into the iPhone. Alrighty, YouTube, so I'm back again. All those screws are now placed in, and what you do is, if you remember, there's 1, 2, 3 tabs. You go in for the first one. Make sure you get it in there all the way. Back and forth, back and forth. I wiggle it back and forth to make sure it's in there. And then you push that little tab down, pull on it gently, make sure it is in there and stuck. Then you press your second tab down. Kind of pops into place. There you go. And then your first tab. And I'll usually press on this one with the screwdriver. And then you close it. Real gentle like. And then it kind of the face pops in and stuff. Now you want to take your screws, place them back in to the bottom. Ah, sorry, I almost keep knocking the camera over. I probably will eventually. There we go. Now it should work and function like new. So I hope you had a good one, YouTube. And I'll see you later. See ya. Hope you enjoyed. If you give me a rating, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, thank you. And comment. See you later, YouTube. Bye.